Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Libby Dowsett. We will have your headlines in a minute, but first let's check in with meteorologist Rod Hill, who's here with us this morning.
Yeah, thank you, Libby. Good morning to you. Hey, it's really nice outside right now. We're mainly dry around the Willamette Valley. We have temperatures in the 50s, but this will turn into a very active shower day, including scattered downpours, absolutely expected. We'll start to see that action as early as the noon hour today, and we do believe there will be at least some thunderstorm activity move through the Willamette Valley today as well. So for all of that, we have a KGW weather impact alert, believing at some point, if you're out and about, especially around noon into the afternoon, you may be caused or led to take shelter from just a passing downpour, or maybe you hear roars of thunder, then of course you definitely would want to take shelter. We are in the convective outlook from the National Weather Service, all areas shaded in that light greenish tone. Right now, radar, we've got some rain areas out east. We've got rain in the West Gorge and the Cascades, rain picking up along the coast, and then gathering heavy showers out to sea. That's what we're looking at and expecting to be moving in as we close in on the noon hour. But right now, as I mentioned, it's quite lovely outside. A little bit of sun breaking through for you folks down in Salem, 56 degrees. The clouds from our Rose City camera in Portland, and 57. The impact alert, possible thunderstorms, we're mainly talking about once we get closer to the noon hour today and then through early evening. So keep an eye on the sky, as the saying goes. Libby?
So get out early. Thanks, Rod. This morning, authorities are asking for help finding a 2-year-old missing from the Portland metro area. The Department of Human Services says Armani Andrews has been missing since last Wednesday, and they're not saying much about the circumstances. They believe he is in danger. He's typically seen around the Rosehaven Day Shelter, also downtown Central Library, or in outer Southeast Portland. If you see Armani, you're asked to call 911 right away. 911 call wait times are down in the city of Portland, but police response times have more than doubled in the past decade. That's according to a newly released report, which also says most property crimes reported to police are never investigated. Jake Coulter has our story this morning.
We need to put some respect on the police name.
We need to be able to create time and space for that appropriate level of response.
Doubled response times, tips that go uninvestigated, and a whole lot of overtime. That's the state of the Portland Police Bureau, according to a newly released report.
The challenge you face with an understaffed, under-resourced police department is the environment can become very intense, where you're just going from call to call to call.
Portland Police Chief Bob Day and City Councilor Loretta Smith discussing the need for more resources at an event Friday.
We're dealing with real-world problems, and we have to be able to respond.
The report finds response times to crimes in progress have increased from 8 minutes to 20 minutes in the last 10 years. For crimes not in progress, many times PPB lacks the staff to investigate at all. As an example, about 80% of child abuse tips go without an investigator, and the majority of property crimes get little to no follow-up. This also leaves little time for community outreach or foot patrols.
Portlanders call the Portland Police on their worst possible day at their worst possible time, over 200,000 times a year. And we should be established in a way that we can meet that demand.
Enter the Portland Enhanced Community Safety Initiative. This ballot measure, backed by police, would reroute 25% of Portland Clean Energy Fund revenue to public safety, generating approximately $50 million a year. Police say that would help them to reach their goal of having 2 officers per 1,000 residents. Currently, that number is 1.2 officers per 1,000 residents.
And initiative organizers have until July 6th to get enough signatures to get the measure on the November ballot. It should be noted that overall 911 response times are down. We'll look into that report tomorrow morning. Former Clackamas County Commissioner Melissa Fireside, already on the run from theft charges, has been indicted on 19 new counts. Fireside is now accused of using her mother's credit card and using her mom's personal information to get a loan. This allegedly happened after she was elected. Keep in mind, Fireside has already been charged with stealing some $60,000 from her mother's 83-year-old boyfriend. She disappeared after her arraignment. Officials say they believe she left the country with her 9-year-old son. Several organizations that hand out needles and other supplies to drug users say it's safer for drug users, but it is controversial. The Multnomah County Board of Commissioners is now banning needle distribution near schools. Celine Stevens looks at the issue for us.
I think it's perfectly reasonable. It's common sense. It's not prohibiting it altogether. It's just not within 1,000 feet of a school.
Thursday, Multnomah County Board of Commissioners passed an ordinance establishing a safe school zone.
The ordinance is adopted.
This ordinance, modeled after a Senate bill introduced in the last legislative session that did not pass.
Why the county stepped in is a state legislator who represents this district, Senator Lisa Reynolds, wanted to have something in place until to fill this gap so that we just didn't have ongoing distribution around schools.
District 3 Commissioner Julia Brim Edwards explaining why this ordinance is so important.
It was really driven by parents and neighbors and local businesses right in this area by Cooch Park, where parents were walking their kids to school and there either was active needle distribution, people using drugs, blocking sidewalks, and then actually just leaving used needle debris.
Children who live here have been exposed to things that they shouldn't have been. Things that in all my life that I didn't see until I came to Portland as an adult.
The policy supported by elected officials as well, including mayors of Portland, Gresham, and Troutdale.
We think it will make all citizens of the county safer. I think the distribution of syringes does have a public purpose, but near schools, no. I think that is the wrong place to do it.
Those in support of the ordinance explaining the need in the last board meeting, while also expressing some concerns.
And the ordinance creates an enforcement pathway, but it remains largely complaint-driven. We shouldn't have to keep being the ones to bring these kinds of issues forward.
Brim Edwards explaining the enforcement will start with education by the county's health department and confirming it will be complaint-driven. So if people violate the ordinance and it's reported, there will be an escalating series of actions.
The ultimate authority we have is that that the county has is that we can file a civil action and injunction against that individual or the organization.
And when it comes to the cost of enforcement, the health department has projected it could be up to $160,000. In Southeast Portland, an SUV crashes into a bus stop and a building's exterior, but somehow no one was hurt last night. This was at 142nd and Division. You can see the crash shattered the glass on the bus stop. Firefighters say it did not damage the building, which is a storage business. The car hit meters on the outside instead. No word yet on what caused that crash. A longtime Washington lumber company is closing its doors after 119 years of service. The family-run Washougal Lumber Company has been run by 4 generations of lumber employees. That includes the current owner, Brett Scott, who is the great-grandson of the original owner.
People here in this town are committed to shopping local, keeping the local community growing, and without the local people for all those years, we wouldn't have made it 4 generations.
And Scott is retiring this month, and even though the business is doing well financially, he says he has not found anyone to take over.